What's up everyone, welcome to the long overdue episode 3 of our Ace Customs vlog. Things have been super crazy around the shop, hence the long delay in getting another video out. We do apologize and we'll do our best going forward to get videos out more frequently. So in this episode we've got an update on the projects that are going on at Ace Customs Racing in Mole, including the Franken Z and the Cuda. And then at Ace Customs we've got some updates on the Camaro, the shop project Golf, as well as a Viano that we're busy with. So let's dive right in and get you guys up to speed on what's been going on. So today we're at Ace Customs Racing in Mole to give you an update on the projects that are going on here, including the Franken Z and the Cuda. As I said previously, although we're not going to be showing you much on the Franken Z project, as I'm at Ace Customs Racing today, I thought we'd give you a sneak preview of what has been going on the car and what we have got done so far. We're getting very close to completion now, with only a few minors and the electronics and wiring to be done. So, update on the engine bay. We've got some fuel lines going in, we've got all the boost pipes in, we've also got coolant hoses in. Obviously you can see everything has been ceramic coated in red. We have the custom radiator shroud which houses a new electric fan as well as the engine oil cooler. Power steering bottle's been mounted. Started running the power steering hoses, although we're still shorting 2 hoses, so we'll complete that once we get those 2 hoses. We actually had to custom make a new intercooler because the other intercooler got damaged during powder coating. So we rebuilt the intercooler using the tanks from the original intercooler. You can also see the power steering cooler with its lines which have been installed. We're using the original Koyo radiator. Also got brake lines, hard brake lines going in. All the sensors for the engine, including fuel pressure sensor, air temperature sensor, all of those sensors have been installed. There you can see the fuel pressure regulator with fuel pressure sensor. So things are really coming along nicely. As is always the case with all of our builds, there you can see some of the small details, such as that little cover plate we've made through which the brake lines run, as well as the pull lever for the manual fire system. It's those little details like that that finish off the car beautifully. On the interior of the vehicle, we've got the fire system in, or at least the bottle for the fire system. We're still busy plumbing the fire system in. There you can see the one interior nozzle, the red nozzle for the fire system. Busy with the hard lines for the brake system. We've also got the knuckle duster hydraulic handbrake in, as you can see it mounted there, and the hard lines going in for that. We've actually had to make quite a significant change to the build in that we were going to use the original fuel tank, which you can see mounts below that housing there, or that aperture there, but we discovered that the flood had actually caused additional damage to the fuel tank than we thought. Although we had it cleaned, the fuel tank actually has a significant amount of rust in it, so we've had to go with an alternative plan, and we're actually going to be making a boot-mounted custom tank that will house the Nismo pump that we purchased to go into the original tank. So all of that will be built into the aftermarket tank. We've also managed to get the correct oil cooler adapter so that we can run the remote oil cooler. There you can see the adapter with the filter on. All the lines are in for the oil cooler for the engine. Coming together nicely. Obviously most of you will have seen on Instagram and Facebook how the underside of the car looks. Everything was cleaned and powder coated. The underside of the car was recoated. There you can also see the APS double volume sump that we have. That was already on the car when we had the flood accident. So that's obviously been put back. But it's really coming together now. We're getting closer and closer every day. Those of you that follow us on Facebook and Instagram would have seen the 70 Barracuda build, where we're taking a 300C Chrysler and building everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. The Hemi motor, drivetrain, suspension, everything. Electronics, again I say everything, into the Cuda body. Here you can see we've got the Hemi motor in, all the electronics is in. We've actually attempted to start the vehicle for the first time today, and although we're able to crank the motor, we don't seem to have spark, so we'll have to do a bit more investigation to see why we can't get the motor to fire. At the moment the interior doesn't look like much, because we've got all the electronics, every component, every sensor, everything that came out of the 300C laid out and connected as it was in the 300C. Everything from ABS sensors to speakers to locks, so that we can get all the systems online and get the vehicle running. Obviously, when it comes time to complete the build, or as we progress with the build, all of these components will be built in, hidden, mounted. We have already mounted some of the ECUs and other electronic components using bracketry, but at this stage we're still troubleshooting to get the vehicle running. You may have seen a post last week regarding the custom-made fuel tank for the Cuda. Very impressed with my team for building such an epic tank. There you can see the filler cap. The entire tank was custom made from scratch. We also built in 2 flanges with the original fuel pump and fuel system, as well as the tank sender for the fuel gauge. So the entire fuel system from the 300C is being used in the vehicle, but because the original tank wouldn't fit, we had to build a custom tank, which you can see there. What's really cool is that we already have power, as I mentioned, to all the electronics. You can see the gauges are on. We've got the center console in with the radio unit. So we've got full power to the entire electronic system. But we're just battling a bit, as I mentioned, to get spark to the motor. But coming along nicely. We're hoping to have the vehicle started in the next few weeks. And the news of the week is that the Camaro is running. Another update on Shawn's Mark 1 shop project. As you can see here, he's busy fitting the intake, doing the required fabrication to get everything set up there. It's coming along nicely. And obviously that dyno session that I keep threatening is looming, and we'll get some footage once the car's been dynoed. While the guys at Ace Customs Racing are busy on the Franken Z project, finishing the fabrication on the body, we're busy here with the door panels. We've done some pretty cool customization, and although they don't look like much now, we'll be adding a layer of fiberglass shortly to strengthen the door panel. We're unfortunately not going to show you the outside of the door panel, as that'll be part of the reveal of the final product. That's all for this episode, but make sure you keep an eye out for our next upcoming vlog, where we'll give you some updates on the Superboss project, as well as a couple of other cars that have come into the shop, including a Jag, a GTI and a Hilux, and we'll also do the next installment on our Subaru shop project. Keep well and take care.